Coming up on Network Africa, a South African court says the government has no right to leave the ICC without consulting Parliament. And regional leaders attend the swearing-in ceremony of Somalia's new leader. Plus, 2 more students die in demonstrations in Guinea over the ongoing teacher strike. It's good to have you on this midweek edition of the program. I am Bisi Adebayo. A South African High Court has ruled that the government's decision to withdraw from the International Criminal Court is unconstitutional and invalid. This comes after the opposition alliance argued that the government had to first seek parliamentary approval. The court therefore ordered the government to revoke its notice of withdrawal. South Africa notified the UN of its intention to leave last October, saying that the ICC is pursuing a regime change. The decision to pull out came after a dispute over Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir's visit to the country in 2015.
The notice of withdrawal from the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, signed by the first respondent, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, on 19 October 2016, without prior parliamentary approval, is unconstitutional and invalid. The Cabinet decision to deliver the notice of withdrawal to the United Nations Secretary General without prior parliamentary approval is unconstitutional and invalid. The first, second, and third respondents, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, and the President of the Republic of South Africa, are ordered to forthwith revoke the notice of withdrawal referred to in paragraph 1 above.
It does create a breathing space for the government to go back to the drawing boards to reconsider what they have decided and perhaps to come up with a more rational approach.
We're going to talk more about that in a moment, but just before then, there's still growing tension among Nigerians living in South Africa following reports of another likely xenophobic attack on Friday. Although the South African High Commissioner to Nigeria, Lulu Munguni, is dismissing such fears, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Diaspora, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, is calling on South African authorities to act fast before it results into a reprisal. Both of them were speaking on our breakfast show, Sunrise Daily.
When people act, sometimes they will not act when the police are there, but they will look into ways of doing whatever, because it's more of a criminal thing, and sometimes there are opportunist criminal elements that take advantage of genuine concerns of the people and then do whatever they can do. But as government, we are trying to follow up on this and, of course, to arrest some of the people involved. Some have already been arrested, and we're talking to the victims and, of course, community members so that they can tell us exactly what happened and who were the people involved. What we said was that now there needs to be peaceful dialogue. Even if maybe, no matter how serious the problems are, there needs to be dialogue and the matters be resolved peacefully. And that the police need to always respond timelessly in order to contain these challenges.
On Friday, there's going to be a demonstration
here or?
In South Africa against Africans. And they've been issued a permit to go ahead and demonstrate. That is South Africans who are saying we want foreigners out. And although there's calm at this point in time, but our mission had met with the South African police yesterday is like, what's going to happen on Friday? People are still worried. Now they said that in South Africa, if you've been given a permit, to have a rally or a demonstration, nobody can stop you. So nobody's going to stop them, except they stop themselves. Identify those that are doing the crime, drugs, prostitution, or whatever, and then deal with them. Take them to court. Let the law take its course, but not just generalize. I think that is the problem. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is engaging with his counterpart in South Africa, and I'm sure the minister will come up with a strong statement after this. So there's talk going on that level. On my own part, I'd seen the High Commissioner incidentally just less than 2 weeks ago on the issue of the Nigerian that was killed in South Africa. So the minister is taking it up on their level, and I'm sure you get a strong statement from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Stay with our lead story, where we mentioned that a South African High Court has ruled that the government's decision to withdraw from the International Criminal Court is unconstitutional and invalid. Well, this comes after the opposition Democratic Alliance argued that the government had to first seek parliamentary approval. Our South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Dibia joins me now on the program to talk more about this. Thank you, Betty, for your time.
Thank you.
Now, so how is the government reacting to the court's decision that it cannot unilaterally withdraw from the ICC?
So it's the usual action. We're studying the judgment to see if there's any need for us to appeal. Of course, the DA that brought the case initially has already indicated that if that happens, they will be opposing that appeal as well. But that's where we are now. Today's budget day, so many people are facing the issue of the budget and how it affects people.
But we understand that this lawsuit against the government was filed by the opposition Democratic Alliance. Why is this party against the country pulling out of the ICC?
It's not just the party, and it's not just that particular opposition party. There are other groups as well. Remember the issue of the Sudanese president Omar al-Bashir not being arrested, the case that was brought against the government by the Southern African Litigation Forum. So there's so many other groups who are standing against what they call impunity in Africa, insisting that the country has signed up to this, like many other African countries. And